Welcome to the BaseCamp Barn Project. I'm Brian.
And I'm Natalie.
We purchased this old farmland and are planning to build a barn for our RV BaseCamp 1.
And in this episode, we finish our drive to Montrose. We are taping today from the top of Sunset Mesa in Montrose, Colorado.
Sunset Mesa Sporting Complex sits on top of a mesa that's situated right next to the Uncompahgre River, which flows right through town.
Since we had a few days to kill before the signing of our papers, we thought, why not spend some time with family in Colorado?
We left Walt and Michelle's house Monday morning. Everyone knows how bad of a drive it is through Dallas-Fort Worth area.
So because we planned on spending time with family in Fort Collins, we decided to head due north
towards Amarillo for our first night. We don't drive 80 miles an hour on these interstates, so quite often we make better time on back roads.
We can see more of our great country this way.
All right, it's a Monday morning and we're on our way to Amarillo. Just left Walt's and Michelle's house, doing a little lunch stop, checking stuff. Make sure everything's all still hooked up good. We'll check in at the next stop. We are heading to Dumas, Texas for a stop at Walmart and to gas up. It's the least expensive gas for a while. Once we get into Colorado, it's at least 20 cents a gallon more. So we're going to tank up in Dumas, Texas, get a couple things at the Walmart there, and head on into Colorado. Kind of an overcast morning. Very windy last night. We had our nose pointed into the wind, so it didn't really matter, or didn't really rock the boat, but it was very breezy last night.
Then we went on north through the panhandle of Oklahoma.
As soon as we get into Colorado, we'll be in a national grasslands preserve area. So we're kind of in the grassland area. Kind of cool. We're heading into Colorado here this morning. We entered Colorado on State Road 287 towards Lamar.
We passed through Kit Carson and then went on to spend the night at Hugo Railroad Park in their little town.
We finished this segment of the trip going through Lyman, Fort Morgan, and Greeley. Okay, we are on Highway 34 heading through Greeley. And we just now got our first glimpse of the Rocky Mountains. It's kind of hazy out. We've been driving for days, it seems like. Getting excited. Woohoo!
We left Fort Collins, Loveland area on a Sunday, drove up and over the Vail Pass, and went to Grand Junction.
We parked there for the night in some BLM land just north of the airport.
We've made it. We are almost there. We are in Grand Junction. You could probably see the town in the valley down there. But we're in BLM land, just north of the airport, waiting for sunset. Nobody around. Look at this. Sunday night, Colorado. Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
After meeting with our builder the next morning, we headed south to Montrose.
And because we didn't own the property yet, we made reservations at Ridgeway State Park to spend the rest of the week.
After setting up camp, we returned to Montrose to see the property for the first time.
Okay, first look. Okay, what's your first impressions?
This will make for a great base camp.
But you can still see it. You can still see mountains. There's plenty of room for a home, a garage, and a couple of RVs.
We signed papers the next day and became Colorado landowners.
Kina. You like it here, Pop? This field's all wet like it's been irrigated.
Can you guess what happened next? On our second day of ownership, we had a breach in the dike.
The farmland that surrounds our property is still actively growing.
They flood their fields every couple of days. One of the trenches that collects their water broke.
Our property, along with our neighbor's property, got flooded.
It also sunk our electrical box. We had to let the grounds dry before we could even drive on it.
So we had to delay our plans to install a gravel parking pad.
And the electrical transformer box would need to be re-leveled.
Just the first delay of getting power.
Next episode, we start working on the property.
And first up is a place to park the rig.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.